This is where it all began, folks. Iron Man wasn't just a great superhero movie, it was the film that launched the entire MCU. G'day everyone, and welcome to our countdown of the top 10 Marvel movies of all time. You know, the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the grand saga of heroes, villains, and those epic post-credit scenes. From epic battles to heartwarming moments, these films have it all. So grab your popcorn, find a comfy spot on the couch, or maybe a throne if you have one handy, and get ready for a wild ride through the best of the best. Alright, let's be real, we all knew this one was coming, right? Endgame was more than just a movie, it was an experience. Remember where you were when you first saw it? The tears, the cheers, the collective gasp when Portal opened? Endgame was the culmination of over a decade of storytelling, bringing together heroes from every corner of the MCU. It was a roller coaster of emotions, from the devastating losses to the triumphant victories. And that final battle? Talk about epic. Seeing all those heroes assembled, fighting side by side, gave me chills. Endgame wasn't just a superhero movie, it was a cultural phenomenon. It proved that comic book movies could be more than just popcorn flicks. They could be powerful stories that resonate with audiences worldwide. Plus, it gave us that satisfying conclusion to the Infinity Saga. Snapping your fingers has never been so consequential. Black Panther wasn't just a superhero film, it was a cultural touchstone. It broke down barriers and celebrated diversity in a way that resonated with audiences worldwide. Chadwick Boseman's performance as T'Challa was nothing short of regal. He brought a quiet strength and dignity to the role that was truly inspiring. And let's not forget the supporting cast. From the fierce Dora Milaje to the brilliant Shuri, Black Panther gave us some of the most memorable female characters in superhero history. The film's exploration of Afrofuturism, its stunning visuals, and its powerful message of representation made it a landmark achievement in cinema. Wakanda forever. This is where it all began, folks. Iron Man wasn't just a great superhero movie, it was the film that launched the entire MCU. Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Tony Stark was nothing short of iconic. He perfectly captured the character's wit, intelligence, and troubled past. Iron Man proved that superhero movies didn't have to be dark and gritty to be successful. They could be fun, exciting, and even a little bit humorous. The film's legacy is undeniable. It paved the way for everything that came after, and it's still just as enjoyable to watch today as it was back in 2008. Plus, that ending, Tony Stark revealing himself as Iron Man, pure genius. Chapter 4, Number 7, Thor Ragnarok. He's back, and funnier than ever. Look, I might be a biased here, but Ragnarok was a game-changer for the God of Thunder. Taika Waititi brought his signature humor and visual flair to the MCU, and the result was pure magic. Ragnarok took a character who was often seen as the straight man of the Avengers and turned him into a hilarious, relatable hero. The film's vibrant color palette, its killer soundtrack, and its unforgettable characters, looking at you, Korg, made it a joy to watch from beginning to end. Plus, it gave us one of the best on-screen friendships in the MCU, Thor and Hulk. He's a friend from work. Chapter 5, Number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. Space Misfits, Maximum Heart. No one knew what to expect from a movie about a talking raccoon and a tree that only says "I am Groot," but Guardians of the Galaxy blew everyone away. This ragtag group of misfits quickly became fan favorites thanks to their hilarious banter, their surprising heart, and their awesome soundtrack. James Gunn took a group of relatively unknown characters and turned them into household names. Guardians of the Galaxy proved that Marvel was willing to take risks and embrace the weird and wonderful corners of its comic book universe. And let's be real, who doesn't love a good dance-off to save the galaxy? Chapter 6, Number 5, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Trust No One. The Winter Soldier took the MCU in a bold new direction, blending superhero action with a gripping espionage thriller. This film raised the stakes for Captain America, forcing him to confront his past and fight for the future of S.H.I.E.L.D. The action sequences were some of the best in the MCU, from the intense highway battle to the final showdown with the Winter Soldier. But what really elevated this film was its emotional core. The relationship between Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes was both heartbreaking and hopeful. The Winter Soldier proved that Marvel movies could be smart, suspenseful, and emotionally resonant. Chapter 7, Number 4, Spider-Man Homecoming, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Homecoming finally gave us the Spider-Man we'd always wanted to see on the big screen. Tom Holland perfectly embodied the youthful energy and awkward charm of Peter Parker. This film was a refreshing take on the Spider-Man mythos, focusing on Peter's high school experience and his struggles to balance his superhero life with his normal life. The relationship between Peter and Tony Stark added an interesting new dynamic to the MCU, with Tony serving as a reluctant mentor to the young hero. Homecoming was funny, heartwarming, and action-packed, proving that there was still plenty of life left in the web-slinger's story. Chapter 8, Number 3, The Avengers, Avengers Assemble. The first Avengers film was a cinematic event unlike anything we'd ever seen before. It brought together 6 iconic heroes from their own solo films and pitted them against a common enemy. The result was pure magic. The action was epic, the humor landed perfectly, and the chemistry between the actors was undeniable. The Avengers set a new standard for superhero team-up movies, proving that it was possible to balance multiple characters and storylines without sacrificing quality. This film was a true game-changer, and it solidified the MCU as a force to be reckoned with. Chapter 9, Number 2, Doctor Strange, A Mind-Bending Trip. Doctor Strange took us on a wild ride through the mystical side of the MCU, introducing us to a world of magic, alternate dimensions, and mind-bending visuals. Benedict Cumberbatch was perfectly cast as the arrogant but brilliant surgeon-turned-sorcerer, bringing his signature wit and gravitas to the role. The film's visual effects were groundbreaking, creating a truly immersive and psychedelic experience. Doctor Strange expanded the scope of the MCU in exciting new ways, proving that there were still plenty of stories to tell and worlds to explore. Chapter 10, Number 1, Ant-Man, Size Doesn't Matter. Who knew that a superhero who could talk to ants would be so much fun? Ant-Man was a hilarious and heartwarming heist film that proved that Marvel could excel in any genre. Paul Rudd was perfectly cast as Scott Lang, bringing his signature charm and comedic timing to the role. The film's unique premise, its creative action sequences, and its surprisingly emotional core made it a standout entry in the MCU. Ant-Man proved that even the smallest heroes could have a big impact. And there you have it, folks. Our top 10 Marvel movies of all time. From epic battles to heartwarming moments, these films have it all. Thanks for watching. Do you agree with our list? Let us know your favorite Marvel movie in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome content. We'll see you next time.